Your energy will be always beautiful and unique within you. Your femininity is so powerful and always surrounds you. But once you agree, accumulating and fixating your feminine energy and your femininity is so simple but yet so complicated. When we're stuck in our routines where we either work trying to plan things out, we do housekeeping, and just simply trying to figure out how to relax. Practicing femininity is something that you have to do almost every day in order to nourish it and make sure that you are feeling as you should very well. It's going to be an ongoing practice on a daily. Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Here I teach people the easiest ways that could help you peacefully nourish your life without any outside pressure. Today I'll be sharing 5 habits that you could add on your daily routine that could help you nourish and cultivate that feminine energy. This is a video of one of my series that I started last week, and this is a part 2. And if you're coming back from that video, I welcome you guys here. This is the next step on how to actually acquire that feminine energy that you've always wanted to acquire. So why don't we get started? Alright, so our first habit would be connecting with our sensory creativity. And when this happens, I usually try to concern things like our creative side of mind. For example, we want to feel cozy and relaxed, or creative, or just happy within our bodies while doing something that doesn't cost much pressure or thinking. And that's the main factor about being feminine. You're doing less thinking than you would usually do on a other daily basis. This won't be much work, but it's something that will spice up your spiritual life. This first habit would be the one that you are entering that creative energy, where, for example, that is probably where you decide to do something really cozy. For example, you're gonna lay in your bed, turn on a candle, and watch a nice show that does not make you think as much. For example, I'm not going to go and watch Grey's Anatomy, which by the way is my favorite show and I love to rewatch it on Netflix, but I'm probably gonna go and watch Friends, or I love to watch the 90s show, something that is more, you know, silly but really cute in some ways, just makes me more relaxed and make me feel more fun. For example, other things you could do is probably, if you are more on a creative side, I would probably start drawing. And I love drawing and oil painting, and it's just so creative and so feminine to me. For example, you love drawing, why don't you draw a really pretty flower and hang it on your wall, and you just unlock so many beautiful things. You become a lot more emotional, and when people do draw, it's more emotional because they express their emotions on a piece of paper. When I start drawing, I feel so freaking good because drawing makes me so relaxed. I'm letting out all my negativity on the side, or it evaporates, and I just let my hand do the work. That's the most beautiful thing about it. Another thing you could start doing is probably dancing or singing. Singing is so nice when you are when you're able to do it. I for sure don't know how to sing, but that's not gonna stop me from singing in the shower or in my car on the way to work. That just makes me feel so open and creative as well, because oh shoot, I know so many words and actions, so I would love to sing that song. Sing songs that would probably elevate your mood, like I would say make you feel more confident. Maybe Rihanna or Beyonce would be able to help you in that, or Meghan Trainor. They're so cute and popular right now on TikTok. Other things that you could do, like I mentioned probably earlier, that would be dancing. is while you're getting ready for something, while you're going on a date, while you're doing makeup, why don't you play with yourself, play with your body, and just make yourself do those little things that would bring the serotonin into you. The next habit, it would be habit number 2, where I would recommend to try something new. And when that comes to my day comes to that, I would probably try something new with my makeup, my hair, my jewelry, and my nails. For example, if that's the day that I'm gonna go and do my nails. I haven't been doing my nails much because I'm just letting my nails breathe a little bit. I've been doing them for too long, but I like the simple and clean look as well. It doesn't make you masculine, it just makes it look clean as well. So in terms of changing up your accessories, that's going to elevate so much of your looks, where it's going to bring so much more confidence, and you're going to just feel so pretty and really happy because you're wearing something small, like a nice piece of jewelry. And jewelry, when it comes to jewelry, I like my pieces very dainty, very small, maybe like a charm like this one. Very, I would say, elegant, just because I don't like bulky stuff. Most of my jewelries would be really dainty and very minimalistic. And when I think of minimalistic, I feel like it's more luxurious and more simple, and I feel like it's becoming a trend of where minimalism and just more dainty things are inclined to be more luxurious than bulky, shiny stuff. I'm not saying that it's not really nice to wear those. I love things that are eye-catching, but it's not my cup of tea. For example, for hair, I would probably add a headband. Headbands or bows have been my go-to things right now, especially on the days that I'll probably decide not to wash my hair. And it just adds a really nice touch to your look, and it's just really cute and bubbly, and that what could bring out pleasure to you, which brings out your feminine energy. Once you feel giggly and fun and happy, you attract that feminine energy that you are looking for. So moving on to habit number 3, I would think that it will be one of the most important ones as well, is being and staying grounded. Once we are in our flight or fight mode, our masculine energy tends to arise. We are trying to protect ourselves. So we have to relax, chill down, and just make sure that we are feeling grounded and safe with whatever we're doing. That feminine woman who is feeling a lot more safer within what she's doing, she's going to be attracting more feminine energy than a girl or a woman who is constantly looking how to fix her problem. You just have to let things go with the flow. If you're not doing that, you are trying to constantly try to protect yourself, which leads to more of a masculine energy and problem-solving energy. And problem-solving is mostly inclined to a masculine energy, just because femininity is mostly happens with the flow. And if you are not going with the flow, you are trying to become a person who is trying to persuade, not being pursued. And I have mentioned that a lot in my previous video. But when it comes to a lot more serious situations where we're not safe, obviously that's when our masculinity should come by, because we are going to try to protect ourselves. For example, you get in a dangerous situation outside. Yes, you need to protect yourself. You're not going with the flow. You have to make sure that you're safe, and it's okay for your flight or fight to turn on when that comes. But when it comes to things like work, or housekeeping, make sure that you are feeling good within yourself, because if you don't, you wouldn't want to do it at all because you are tired or lethargic, or you're not excited to do it. Usually a feminine woman is someone who loves to do it for someone because that's who she is, and she wants to give love to those who are around her, and things like that, they usually go with the flow. So it shouldn't be a big deal for her, and it shouldn't cause her much mental troubles because it comes naturally for her to take care of others. Let me get up close and personal. I wanted to let you know that you are amazing, and whatever you're going through, you just have to make sure that you feel good and have to forget about certain things that don't really matter in your life, and that's what makes it beautiful. You are unique within your life. You shouldn't compare yourself to others. You have to work on yourself to feel positive. Once you feel positive, you are going to get the things you want, because usually I'm more inclined to love of attraction than being lucky. Staying grounded is so important because a lot of times I did find myself racing about things that actually don't matter, and it's really hard because once you are in that zone, that fight or flight, it's really hard to get rid of them. You are trying to figure out things that are not even in your control, and that's what's probably gonna hurt you the most, because you are going to be questioning why is it not working. Maybe because it's not in your control, but you have to take control of things that are working and that are, and not dwell on things that you're not able to take care of. Take care of things that you're able to have control of. So not to dwell on the things that you can't control, and just relax and go more with the flow. Not do things that are gonna hurt your feminine energy. There are so many things that you are able to do when it comes to practicing on a daily basis. It's not something that you're just gonna do it once in a while, that day or this day. It has to go every day, because if you're just gonna do it that one day and not do it today, you're not gonna be able to acquire that skill. And in my belief, people are not born with that talent. Yes, some are able to view things differently than others. That is a talent that they could be born with, but a skilled person is probably going to be more powerful than the one who has the talent. That's just my opinion. So there are so many ways that could help you with this type of practices. Some of the things that I love to do is take care of my skin, do some yoga, have a bubble bath, meet with my friends, and just in general free my mind from these things. Spend a time with my cat, go to the zoo, go to a park, breathe some air, practice things on a daily. My most favorite out of all of these habits, and I feel like this is already my personality trait, and a lot of people actually told me that that what makes me very special to them, and that just gives me so much more serotonin right now thinking about it. I love small things, and this will be our habit number 4. We are going to create and admire small, beautiful things. For example, I think that admiring small, cute things like a butterfly, a beautiful cat on the street, a beautiful leaf, the beautiful cloud on the sky, the things that are so small and occur on a daily basis almost, I find so beautiful, because I just believe that's like something that is not created by another human, and that makes me so happy and makes me admire that thing a lot more. I'm not sure how to simplify it. Or you could also admire actions from other people or animals. I love to admire animals. I love every movement of my cat and what he does, how he sniffs things, and it's just so cute, and I find it so cute and makes me so emotional and just really happy. And a lot of people told me that what really makes me feminine, because there are more cold towards those things, or they probably don't notice those things. They find it normal. It's just there, it's in the background, whatever. But no, I actually admire and notice these things, and noticing these things, it could be hard at first, but I learned how to take those things, visualize them, and admire them to the point where they could make my day. To give you an example of what you could do on those daily basis to admire beautiful things, that will be starting off very small. Actually doing your bed every day, lighting up a candle and admiring that beautiful candle. Recently went to Target and I got a crackling candle. I've never seen those before, and I'm just so happy. It makes me so happy, the noise of a crackling candle and the smell of musk. It just makes me so happy. You don't have to go really far. You could admire those little things just within your room or your house, and that's what makes this habit a lot special to me than probably to others. You could also admire the things that you do within your room or your house. Keeping it clean and tidy would always help you actually be proud of yourself in some type of way, because you're like, oh wow, I have done this myself and I'm doing this for myself, and you just kind of feel so much more confident in your body because you are doing it for yourself and maybe others if you're not living alone. So getting into our habit number 5, being and staying feminine would probably be the most hardest with this habit, because staying in tune with your heart and your soul and what your heart desires could be difficult, especially if you are a very busy person and you have a lot of things on your plate. And I am sure the things that you probably dream of or you feel will probably not be something that you are able to do within that day, but practicing femininity and just being feminine, a lot comes from thinking and dreaming about the things that you want to happen. For example, you want to travel to Greece and you just can't wait for that day to happen, so you're starting to look at a lot of traveling or tourist attractions in Greece. What are you gonna wear in Greece? Probably something white and blue, sandals, or how your hair is it gonna be, how your makeup is gonna be, what are you gonna wear in your accessories, and you're just gonna be so excited, although you're probably not going there anytime soon. And that's what makes it beautiful. Staying more in tune with your heart is probably calling back your feminine energy, would be staying with what you have right now. Sometimes we probably won't be happy with what we have in life. For example, you're not living in the best place that you've always wanted to live, so you are dreaming about this beautiful apartment or a house or a new city, and you're doubting yourself that this will happen. And calling in to your intuition and being in tune with your dreams is what's going to help you call your feminine energy back. Because once you understand that whatever you do is temporary and just start working on that and going with the flow, whatever happens, happens. It will happen eventually if I wanted it to happen. If you really want to, it's going to happen, and I wouldn't worry about that. This is something that your heart speaks, so maybe you could try to listen to it. Maybe you don't like your job and you want to change it. Change it if your heart says that it needs to change it. Maybe you want to change your hair color and your heart says, yes, that's gonna make me feel so much better. Do it. Listen to your heart, and you're just gonna feel a lot more healthy and more free in some ways, because you're letting your mind speak and your heart open for the things that you probably never tried before. And that's the most special part about being feminine and acquiring that feminine energy. And I love everything about it. And of course, connecting into that deeper part of your soul and mind would be easier said than done. And trust me, we will be okay. It's something that we probably all need to go through, and I find that really beautiful. Sometimes we are conditioned to ignore our intuition throughout our whole lives, because that would be probably something an old-fashioned trend or old-fashioned person would do, because we seem to ignore the things that make us happy, because it's either really hard or we're not as confident about that idea as we really want to. You don't get that excitement from it anymore, so you tend to forget about it or try to avoid it at all costs, because it's not worth your stress. But sometimes it's really important to recall and do that's what's actually deeply going to make you happy, and so that you have to make it happen. So if you are struggling staying motivated and keeping your intuition intact, I have created this video a few months ago about how to keep up with your habits and just staying motivated in general. Your feminine energy is so powerful, so I would love you to learn how to take advantage of it. This is the second part of my series. There are so many more to come, so I do hope that you stay tuned until the next video. I'm really hoping that this video helped you somewhat to build up more confidence and more skills that you could take on to your routine on a daily basis to build your feminine energy. I'm really happy to see you here. I will see you next time. I hope you have a good one. Bye.